Welcome to the Sabbath School Summaries. Whether you're preparing to go and teach a Sabbath School class, whether you're preparing to go and attend the Sabbath School class, I'm going to be giving you some of my takeaway points and some of the summaries that you can build on for your classes. This week we're on lesson 9 already. Time is flying so fast. And so, as I always like to say every week, that whatever you decide to do in this life, especially this week, make sure you do it fast, because time is flying and time does not wait for nobody. Time does not wait for us. This week on lesson 9, we are looking at in the Psalms, part 2. We looked at part 1 last week and it was very interesting. On Sabbath afternoon, we are given Psalm 67 verses 3 and 4 as our memory text, and I read, "Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For you shall judge the people righteously and govern the nations on earth." Selah. So on part Sabbath afternoon, these are some of the lessons I learned. Sabbath afternoon establishes the fact that we live in a very chaotic world. Our world is chaotic. Things are going to get worse and worse and worse. There's chaos around us everywhere, whether you're from Africa, whether you're from Asia, whether you're from Europe, whether you're from North America, whether you're from South America, whether you're from Australia, whether you're from the islands. Anywhere on the face of the earth, there is chaos going on. In fact, if there's any place that you know of where everything is perfect and there's no chaos, everything is just good, just tell me, because I would like to visit that place and actually live there. So part Sabbath afternoon establishes the fact that there's chaos all around us. There's problems all around us, and it's going to continue. It's going to go on for a time. So that is what we need to know right from the start of this lesson. But this week we will look at the attitude of God in this chaos. Part Sunday talks about a very present help in time of trouble. On this part we are given Psalm 46, and the lesson I learned is mainly on verse 1. Verse 1 says, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." There are two concepts that I want to explain. The first concept is the concept of the present help, and then the second concept is the concept of a refuge. In so many countries where there is war, people tend to, during war, run into churches and in mosques. In certain situations where there are UN compounds, people run to UN compounds, sometimes to American embassies and other states' embassies in times of war. The idea is that when you run into those compounds, you are protected. You are going to be safe, and so you will not be affected by the war. In many cases, it has always never been the truth, because even in those churches, even in those mosques, even in those embassies, even on those UN compounds, we have had gunshots and a lot of things that happen. But Psalms verse 1 of chapter 46 establishes that our true refuge, our true safe compound is God. That's where it says God is our refuge and our strength. There's no safe place in this world today except that God is the only person we can confide in. We can confide in God, nobody else. And then the other concept is the concept of present help in times of trouble. Notice the verse says He is a very present help in trouble. So the troubles may change, but what remains constant is God. The troubles could be anything. It could change from financial troubles to relationship troubles, to famine, to drought, to wars, to pandemics, to epidemics, to loss of homes, to loss of loved ones, to wars, to persecutions because of our faith. The troubles may change in nature, but one thing remains constant: the presence of God. God is present. He is a present help in all trouble. That is why in verse 2 of the book of Psalm 46, it says, "Though the earth be removed, we will not fear." Because God is present. No matter what happens, fear will not carry us, because God is always present in all situations. Part Monday talks about hope amid turmoil. Hope amidst turmoil. Hope in the midst of turmoil. Our only hope in all what is going on around us is only found in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. In Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, John says, "And I saw a new heaven, for the first heaven and the first earth has passed away." Our only hope in the midst of this turmoil is the new heaven. All the interventions of the World Food Program, eradicate hunger and all the interventions that we put can only offer us a glimpse of hope. But the greater hope that we have is in the new heaven that Christ will establish. But Tuesday then talks about under his feet, the concept of under his feet. We are given Psalm 47. We are told to read from verses 1 to verse 4. But my focus was on verse 3. Verse 3 stood out for me because verse 3 says, he will subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. God is our defender. He will stand for us no matter what it is. He will always defend us and will put our enemies under his feet. Now that defeating of the enemies may happen now, or it could happen when Jesus returns. That is what I can learn from this part. Part Tuesday talks about the concept of the wine and the blood. We're given Psalm 75 and then Matthew 26 from verses 26 to 29, wine and blood. As we partake of the wine, we partake of the blood of Christ. And then the blood lifts the judgment that is supposed to befall us. The blood takes it upon himself. Part Thursday is that your salvation may be known. We are to position ourselves, not in just preaching by words, but also by our actions. We are to position ourselves in a place where people can see God so that his salvations may be known to people through us. That is what this part is talking about. On further thoughts, these are my summaries. Number 1, life is never easy. There is a lot of chaos going on. It's not about to end. It may even get worse. That's what the lesson teaches us. But number 2, God is a very present help in times of need. In all this chaos, one thing remains constant, that God is present. Another summary is that we have hope in all this chaos, and the hope is the new earth and the new heaven, because this old earth and the old heaven will pass away. Thank you so much for watching, and may God help you. And if there's anything you have learned, please drop in a comment so that we can grow together in faith. Share this with your friends in church, and may God help you this week. If there's any trouble that you're going through, remember one thing: God is always present. He is there. Just look at him. He will always come and help you out in your trouble. Thank you so much. I will see you again next week, and please stay tuned. May God keep you safe. May you have a good Sabbath. Have a happy Sabbath, and see you again next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.